Stop scrolling right now. Yes, I am speaking directly to you. Do not look away from this screen. I have interrupted your busy night because a divine emergency has been declared over your life and your destiny cannot wait another hour. This is your lifeline sent straight to your quiet room. You must listen. You are holding your breath. You feel a heavy hand pressing down on your chest. You are running out of time. And the enemy has whispered to your spirit that you have finally crossed the line and made an unforgivable mistake. You believe this lie. You think you are disqualified. But I am here to tell you that heaven has not finished writing your story. The mistake you made is eating you alive. It follows you into the dark. It speaks to you in the silence. You carry this secret shame because you are terrified that if people knew the real truth, they would walk away and leave you completely alone in your brokenness. But I see your hidden wounds. I know what you did. I know the exact moment your heart broke. You think your past has locked the gate to your future, and you are dreading the arrival of tomorrow because you believe the consequences of your failure are waiting to destroy everything you have worked so hard to build. I want you to step back. Let us talk about this. You must face me tonight. Do not run and hide. You are convinced that your latest failure was the absolute breaking point of my grace. But my love is not a fragile thing that shatters when you stumble in the dark, because my mercy is a roaring ocean that washes away your deepest regrets. You made a choice. It was a bad choice. You knew the risks, and yet you let the temptation or the fear pull you into the deep water where you lost your footing and sank into the mud. Now you are gasping for air. You feel so dirty. You think you can never stand in my holy presence again as a clean child. The accuser of your soul has set a trap. He wants you to believe you are ruined. He tells you that your lineage is cursed because of what you did. And he is demanding that you surrender your royal crown and accept a miserable life of poverty and perpetual shame because of your failure. But he is a liar. He has no authority over my chosen ones. I need to show you the truth before tomorrow arrives. The sun must not rise on your guilt. If you carry this heavy burden into the new day, you will lock yourself in a prison of your own making. You must let me break the chains right now. I am ready to rewrite the legal decree that has been written against your name. You are my precious vessel. I did not design you for defeat. I knew every single one of your mistakes before I even breathed life into your physical frame, and I still chose you to carry my light. You are not a waste. Your value is defined by my love, and not by your deepest regrets. The enemy wants you to stay focused on your scars. He wants you to forget who you are. He knows that if you realize your royal identity, you will become dangerous to his dark kingdom, so he uses your guilt as a heavy shield to keep you from stepping into your destiny. You must drop that shield. I am calling you to look at my hands. They are open for you. They are not raised in anger. And even though you have turned your back on me in your panic, I have never stopped pursuing you with an everlasting love. I have been waiting for this exact moment to pull you out of the deep, dark swamp. There is a transaction that must take place tonight. It is a legal swap. You will give me your guilt, and I will give you my peace. This is not a bargain that you can earn, because it is a free gift of my grace that has already been paid for with blood. You only need to accept the deal. Do not let your mind argue with my voice. Your logic is too small. You think your sin is greater than my sacrifice. But that is a grave insult to my power, because there is no valley so deep that my hand cannot reach down to lift you up. Your mistake is just a tiny speck of dust before my glory. I am declaring an emergency, because tomorrow is a pivot point. A major shift is coming to the physical world. And if you enter that shift with a wounded spirit and a divided heart, you will miss the doors of opportunity that I am opening. I need you completely alert and ready to run. So let us clean your slate right now. Let the old things fall away. The darkness is fading fast. And before the first light of the morning touches your face, you will know that you are fully forgiven and completely restored to your royal seat. This is my promise to you. Give me your full attention for these next few minutes. Your breakthrough is here. It is waiting for your consent. If you scroll away now, you are choosing to stay in your prison cell when the door has already been unlocked. Stay with me. Let me show you how to wash your robes in my peace. This is your moment of choice. The clock is ticking down. The morning is almost here, And if you refuse to surrender your burden to my love right now, you will step into tomorrow with the same heavy chains that have bound your family for generations. Do not walk away from my open arms. The world is fast asleep. The streets are quiet outside your window, but your mind is racing like a wild river in the dark. You are staring at the ceiling of your bedroom with wide eyes. You are trying to find a reason to keep going, and the heavy silence of the night feels like a mountain of lead pressing down on your chest because you believe that you are totally alone in your pain. I saw you last night. You walked into the bathroom. You turned on the shower. You did that because you did not want anyone to hear your quiet sobbing. And you sat on the cold floor with your knees pulled tightly against your chest. The warm water washed away the tears that you could no longer keep inside your tired eyes. You felt so small. You feel like a fake. You put on a brave face during the day for your children and your family, but when the lights go out, you feel like an empty shell. You whisper to yourself that you are a failure, and you wonder how much longer you can keep up this exhausting performance before the whole world realizes that you are completely broken inside. You are tired of pretending. You think I have left you. You have prayed many times. You have cried out in the dark. But the heavens have seemed as silent as brass above your head. You believe my silence is my final answer to your life. And you have convinced yourself that my hand of protection has been removed from your family because of the mistakes you made in your past. But your thoughts are wrong. Your pain is not a secret to me. I have counted every single tear. I have recorded every quiet sigh. You think I am sitting on a faraway throne of judgment. But I am actually sitting right next to you on the edge of your bed while you are trembling in the dark because I love you. I see your pain. The panic attacks are real. You feel a sudden tightness in your throat. Your hands start to shake. You look at your unpaid bills, and you feel a wave of intense fear washing over your mind because you do not know how you will survive the coming month. You are gripping the edge of your table. You feel like you are drowning in a sea of absolute hopelessness. The enemy tells you that you are a stain. He says you are too dirty to be washed clean. You listen to his cold whispers. You believe that your current struggle is my active punishment for your bad choices. And you have accepted the lie that you are doomed to suffer forever because you think you have exhausted the limits of my infinite grace. But my grace has no borders. Listen to my voice now. Do not close your ears. The darkness is loud, but my whisper is much stronger than the noise. And I am speaking to you at this very moment because I want to strip away the heavy coat of shame that you have been wearing like a shield. You do not have to hide your face from me. I love you in your brokenness. People have let you down. You trusted them. You gave them your heart, and they took your kindness and threw it in the dirt. Now you are afraid to let anyone close to your heart because you cannot bear the thought of being abandoned again by the ones you love. You have built a thick wall of ice around your soul. You call this wall your wisdom, but it is actually a cage. Your body is so tired. Your bones are aching. Your sleep is never peaceful. You wake up more exhausted than when you went to bed, and you wonder if this constant fatigue will be your heavy companion for the rest of your earthly life because you do not have the strength to fight anymore. You feel like you are running on empty. You are trying to survive on crumbs. But this isolation is not your destruction. It is a setup. I have allowed the noise of the world to fade. I have removed the people who were draining your spiritual oil. And I have brought you into this quiet desert place because I wanted to have your absolute attention without any distractions. This is a divine appointment that was planned before time began. You feel trapped in a corner. Every door you knock on is locked. Every path you take leads to a dead end. And you ask me why I am standing so far away while you are being crushed by the weight of your circumstances. You feel like a forgotten soldier in a war that has already been lost. But you are not forgotten. You must stop looking at your empty hands. Stop counting your losses. You are acting like a beggar who has no father. But you are actually a child of the King of Kings. And the trials you are facing tonight are not a sign of my abandonment because they are the heavy hammers I am using to forge your spirit. I am still here tonight. My hand is still extended to your spirit. There is a deep purpose for this dark night. It is a threshold. You are standing on the edge of a major shift. And the pain you are feeling right now is not the agony of death, because it is actually the birth pangs of your new spiritual authority. I am preparing to reveal the mystery of my silence. You must hold on for just a little longer. You wear a heavy mask every single day. When the sun rises, you put on a fake smile, and you walk out of your house to face the world. People look at you and they think you have everything under control because you work so hard and you never complain. They ask you how you are doing and you always reply with a quick, "I am fine." But those 3 small words are a heavy lie that is slowly crushing your spirit. You are not fine. You are breaking inside. You are tired of wearing this heavy armor that does not fit your soul. This mask is too heavy for you to carry. You spend all your energy pretending that the pain of the past does not affect your present life. You laugh at jokes that are not funny because you want to blend in, and you help everyone else solve their problems while your own house is quietly burning to the ground in the dark. You are running out of breath. You cannot keep this performance going forever, and you know that the mask is starting to crack. Let it shatter tonight. Let us look at the mistake that you think is unforgivable. You have replay after replay of your failure running in your head. You think the sin you committed was so terrible that it blocked my view of you. But I want to show you my perspective. Your actual mistake was not the moment you fell into the trap. The real mistake was when you agreed with the cold voice of the enemy and believed his lie that you can never come back to me. You made a covenant with your own shame. When you stumbled, you did not run to my altar, but you ran away to hide in the deep bushes of fear. You allowed the accuser to write a false decree against your name. You signed it with your own tears. That is the true danger you are facing tonight. You are believing that your weakness is stronger than my blood, and you are letting a liar dictate the future of your family. It is time to tear up that false contract. I am not shocked by your brokenness. I saw your stumble before the foundations of the earth were laid, and I had already prepared the remedy for your soul. When you fell, I did not turn my back on you in disgust, because my love is not dependent on your perfect performance. I saw a wounded warrior who was exhausted from fighting a battle in their own strength. You thought you were being strong by hiding your scars, but you were actually bleeding out in secret. The enemy uses your guilt to build a wall between us. He tells you that you are a hypocrite. You listen to his accusations, and you slowly pull away from my presence because you feel unworthy of my grace. This is exactly what the dark forces wanted to achieve. They did not just want you to make a mistake, but they wanted that mistake to isolate you from the only source of your true healing. You must stop calling your emotional numbness peace. You think you are mature, but you are frozen. I do not want you to live in a cold fortress of self-sufficiency, because you were created to live in my warm garden of trust. Bring your messy reality to me. Stop trying to clean yourself up before you talk to me, because my presence is the only washcloth that can make you clean. There is no condemnation for those who belong to my kingdom. The debt you owe was already settled. The receipt is written in blood. The enemy knows this legal reality, so he tries to trick you into paying a bill that has already been paid in full. Do not give him your peace. You do not have to suffer for another year to earn my forgiveness, because my mercy is available to you right now. The heaviness you feel is not my spirit convicting you. My spirit convicts you of righteousness. The enemy convicts you of shame and drags you down into a dark pit of absolute despair. You must learn to distinguish these 2 voices before tomorrow arrives. One voice wants to restore your royal crown, while the other voice wants to strip you of your inheritance and leave you naked in the dirt. You are not a victim of your past. You are a royal child who was covered in the dust. I see the gold that is still hidden beneath your mud, and I am going to wash you so clean that the very people who laughed at your fall will have to stand and watch the table I prepare for you. Lift up your head. Stop walking like an orphan who has no home, because the King of the universe is still your loving Father. Take off that plastic smile tonight. You do not have to perform. Let the walls of your cold fortress come down right now. Hand me the broken pieces of your heart, and let my peace fill the empty spaces that the world has carved out of your spirit. You are safe with me. Your healing is starting at this very moment. The atmosphere in your room is changing because you are finally choosing to believe my report instead of the accuser. But you must understand that your restoration is not just for your own comfort. I am preparing you to become a powerful tool to rescue others. And to show you how I work, I must lead you to a story of a great warrior who made the worst mistake of his life. Do not turn away from my voice. The morning is coming soon, and we have much work to do. I have a mission for you. This mission will require you to drop your heavy mask completely so you can walk in your true authority. Listen to me now. The story of your past is not a tragedy because it is actually the setup for your greatest triumph. Keep your heart open as I show you how we will rewrite your future together. Look back into the ancient past with me. There was a bold man named Peter who walked on the roaring water with absolute confidence. He was the first disciple to declare my true name, and he boasted to everyone that he would gladly die with me before he would ever turn his back on my vision. He was so proud of his own strength, but he did not know the hidden weakness of his human heart. The dark night of trial arrived. The soldiers dragged me away into the garden. Peter followed from a safe distance in the cold shadows. And when a young servant girl looked closely at his trembling face by the fire, he froze with intense panic. He swore 3 times that he had never seen me. He swore he did not know me. He lied to protect his own skin because the fear of death had completely paralyzed his bold spirit. The rooster crowed in the early morning. Our eyes met across the crowded courtyard. In that single second of silence, his whole world completely shattered into 1,000 sharp pieces. And Peter ran away from the noise into the cold darkness of the fields to weep in bitter agony because he believed his failure was final. He felt the heavy weight of an unforgivable sin. He was a broken warrior now. He took off his invisible crown and he threw it in the dirt. He went back to his old fishing nets because he believed his spiritual calling was forever ruined. And he thought his name would only be remembered as a symbol of cheap betrayal and endless shame. But he was wrong. I did not cross his name off my royal register. I knew his failure was coming. I did not prevent the fall because I needed to burn away his dangerous pride. The self-sufficiency of his flesh had to die in the fire of that dark night before he could carry my true authority. And his great blunder was not his destruction because it was actually the heavy hammer that broke his stubborn ego. I was preparing a new vessel. I met him again after my resurrection. He was fishing all night in the cold water, but his net was completely empty. And as the morning fog began to lift from the quiet lake, he saw me standing on the shore waiting for his return. I had built a charcoal fire. I did not prepare a throne of harsh judgment. I only prepared a warm meal of grace for my tired son. He jumped into the cold water to reach me. His heart was pounding with a mixture of fear and absolute hope. And by that warm fire of coals, I did not mention his dirty denial even once because I wanted to heal his bleeding soul. I asked him 3 times if he loved me. He answered in deep weeping each time. With every yes he spoke, I erased one of his deep scars. The restoration was complete. I did not just forgive his past, but I elevated him to a higher seat of spiritual authority. I told him to feed my lambs and lead my flock. And the very man who trembled before a young servant girl became the bold rock of the early church because he no longer trusted in his own weak human power. He was filled with my spirit. He was ready to lead my people. Your current bottleneck is no different. You are standing in the same refining fire that melted Peter's pride. You think your dry season is a sign of my cosmic anger. But it is actually the strict classroom where I am teaching you to depend entirely on my divine grace because you cannot survive the coming glory with your old habits. I am melting your heavy self-reliance. Let the old you die tonight. Stop fighting the heat of this uncomfortable trial. The pain you feel is just the impurities rising to the top of your gold. And I am sitting by the furnace as the master refiner, watching every single flame because I will not let the fire burn your potential. I am only consuming the chaff of your fear and your secret vanity. I have a massive assignment for your life. You are not meant to catch fish in the shallow waters of this world forever. And the very mistakes that made you feel so dirty are being converted into your greatest credentials to rescue others who are lost in the same dark swamps. You will speak with a voice of real authority. You will lead many souls back to my light. Do not look back at the charcoal fire of your failure with regret. It was a necessary step on your long journey to the throne. and the legal accusation of the enemy has been completely overturned by my sovereign decree, because my grace has the final word over your destiny. You are no longer disqualified. You are a refined warrior who is ready for the battlefield. The empty nets of your life are about to overflow. The dry season is coming to an end. You must throw your net on the right side of my word, and as you step out of this season of shame, you will see that every single delay was a calculated shield of protection that kept you safe. Prepare your spirit for the shift. Peter did not stay in the dark courtyard. He walked out of his shame to change the history of the world. And you must do the same before the sun rises tomorrow, because your royal lineage is waiting for you to take your place as a leader. The healing is done. The contract of guilt has been burned. Let us move forward into the heavy glory of your true inheritance. But my child, you must understand something deeper than what your natural eyes can see on this earth. The enemy does not want you to grasp this spiritual breakthrough, and he is going to throw distractions at your mind to keep you from recognizing my favor, the 3 physical signs of my favor. Stay alert. We are about to look at the hidden architecture of your new season. Stop looking at the closed doors with resentment in your heart. You feel rejected. You feel like you have been locked out of your own blessings. But you must understand that my sovereign wisdom calls those dead ends an absolute protection from wolves. I have set 3 physical signs of my favor before you today to prove that the shift is real. The first sign is a sudden, deep warmth in your chest that replaces your cold anxiety. The second sign is an unexpected doorway opening where there was only a brick wall. And the third sign is a quiet, steady peace that keeps you calm when the storm is roaring. You wanted to walk through those old gates because they looked beautiful to your natural eyes. But you did not see the hidden trap. You did not know that behind those smooth walls sat people who were ready to suck your spiritual life dry. I turned those keys. I locked those doors with my own hands. I did not do it to punish you. I did it because your value is too great for me to let you be destroyed by wolves in sheep's clothing. You cried when the partnership failed. You wept when that relationship ended. And you thought your life was completely collapsing when the money stopped flowing. But I was actually setting up a high wall of security around your secure destiny. Your vessel was too small to hold the glory that is coming. You were trying to build a small shack on a foundation of sand. But I am preparing a grand palace for your family lineage. I had to shake your unstable walls. I had to let the false structures crumble. And though the process of demolition was painful for your flesh, it was absolutely necessary to clear the ground for your true inheritance. You must stop begging for crumbs at secular tables. You are a royal heir. Like this sacred message right now, not for a computer algorithm, but as a physical sign that you are opening your living temple to receive my anointed touch. Let the spiritual realm record your acts of legal submission to my living word today. The atmosphere over your home is shifting because of your obedience. You ask me when the dry season will end. You want to see the harvest. But you must understand that my timing is a strategic weapon. I am holding back your financial breakthrough because I am still repairing the leaks in your spiritual reservoir. If I gave you the wealth today, it would only slip through your fingers and enrich the very enemy who wants to see you beg in the dirt. I am sealing the cracks of resentment. I am healing the wounds of betrayal. And as your heart becomes whole, your capacity to hold my blessings is expanding beyond your wildest dreams. You will not be a leaky cup. You will be a vast ocean of supply. And the resources I release to you will not just support your own household, because they will become a permanent source of life for your entire community. Do not look back at the people who left you. They were not part of your future. They were only passengers for a season, and I had to remove them from your train before the speed became too high for their small faith to handle. You must let them go with a heart of forgiveness. If you hold on to your anger, you are allowing them to rent free space in the sanctuary of your soul. True security does not lie in your attempts to control reality. It sits in your absolute surrender to my hand. When you stop fighting the flow, you will feel the peace of heaven guarding your mind. The enemy wants you to remain anxious about tomorrow. He wants you to keep counting your losses, but I want you to focus on the eternal weight of the glory that is being formed in your silent struggle. The table is already being set. The angels are arranging the seats. And the very people who cast you out and counted you dead will soon have to sit and watch my favor resting upon your head. You will not have to beg for their validation. You will not have to explain your path. They will see the physical proof of my blessing, and they will know that you are my chosen container. The boundary between your current lack and your royal destiny is collapsing. You are closer than you have ever been. But the final miles of this journey require your absolute alertness. You cannot afford to play with old compromises. You cannot let the old spirit of delay whispering in your ears make you doubt my promise. You must stand firm, because the shift is happening in the spiritual realms, and your physical world will soon follow the legal decrees of heaven. A great battle is brewing. The dark forces see your light growing stronger. They are preparing a final attempt to keep you in your prison, but you carry the authority of the King of Kings in your very DNA. You must learn how to draw your sword. You must learn how to silence their cold whispers. Hear my voice as we enter the high chamber of war, because your victory has already been legally signed in the blood of the everlasting covenant. Wake up right now. I command your spirit to arise from the dust of defeat. The clock has struck midnight, and the legal battle for your destiny is being decided in this very second. You have spent too many years sleeping under sorrow. The enemy built a cold cage of delay around your family name, but tonight I am roaring over your life. The chains on your feet are starting to shake. I am issuing an official decree from my throne room that breaks every demonic accusation against your name. The legal right of the accuser is canceled because my blood has covered your debt. No weapon forged against your family will prosper, and every tongue that rises against your identity is silenced forever. You are free. Stand up on your feet. Do not cower before the shadows anymore. You carry my royal blood in your spiritual veins, and I want you to open your mouth and declare war against the spirit of poverty that has hunted your lineage. Draw the sharp sword of my word. Strike down the lie that says you are doomed to suffer. You must fight for your inheritance today. The devil is terrified of your awakening. He knows that if you realize your authority, you will tear down his dark fortresses with a single word. He has tried to keep you blind. He has tried to keep you quiet. But tonight, your silence is broken, and the scream of your faith will shatter the iron gates of lack that have kept you in a state of constant survival. I am breaking the god of lack today. I am cutting the invisible cords of debt that have choked your neck. You will not spend another year paying for the mistakes of your ancestors, because I have declared a year of release over your house. The resources of the earth belong to me, and I am routing the channels of provision to flow directly to your storehouse. Your hands will be full. Your cupboards will overflow. You must stop thinking like a slave who is begging for water in the hot desert. You are an ambassador of the King of Kings. And when you speak in my name, the spiritual realms must bow to the authority of your decree. Shake off the heavy ash of self-pity. Put on your royal robes today. We are crushing the head of the serpent. The spirit of delay that made you wait for years is being cast into the fire of my presence. You will run and not grow weary. You will build and not be destroyed by wolves. And the very people who laughed at your dry seasons will soon have to ask you for help, because my favor will make you a well of abundance. The battle is won. The atmosphere of defeat is leaving your room right now. You can feel the warmth of my fire touching your cold shoulders. The heavy hand that pressed on your chest has been lifted, and a mighty wind of freedom is filling your lungs, because the legal chains of your past have been smashed into tiny pieces. You are a conqueror. I want you to make a physical sign of your victory. Do not let your mind fall back into the old worries about tomorrow. The enemy will try to bring back the fear as soon as you close your eyes. But you must stand as a guard over your own heart. Speak my promises aloud to the dark corners of your house. Tell the shadows that your family belongs to the light. The contract of your failure has been burned to ashes. The courtroom of heaven is silent because your advocate has spoken. There is no charge left against you. No curse can stick to your clean garments, because you have been washed in the pure blood of the Lamb. Lift your hands in pure worship. Let the tears of joy wash away the last traces of your bitter regret. I am opening the storehouses of heaven. The rains of my grace are falling on your dry ground. The barren fields of your life are going to bloom with spectacular miracles of restoration. You will recover everything that the thief has stolen from your house, and the restoration will be so great that the pain of your past will become nothing but a distant memory. The morning is almost here. The dawn is breaking in the spiritual realm before it touches your physical window. You are stepping into tomorrow with an entirely new spirit. You have left your heavy mask of shame on the altar of my mercy, and you are walking forward as an armed warrior who is ready to take possession of your royal inheritance. The victory is sealed. Do not allow the enemy to steal your peace when this video ends. He is waiting in the wings to mock your faith, but you must hold your ground. You must remember the decree that has been spoken over your lineage tonight. You are the chain breaker of your family, and your victory is not a temporary relief because it is an eternal shift that is legally established. The dark clouds are rolling back. The angels are singing songs of victory over your dwelling place. You can hear the music of heaven celebrating your deliverance. The chains that bound your mind have been dissolved by the fire of my love, and the future you thought was lost is now laying open before your feet like a beautiful path of gold. Walk on it today. Lord, I come to you in the deep silence of this night. My heart is completely bare before your holy eyes. I lay my tired soul down at your quiet altar. I am taking off the heavy mask of my strength because I have no strength left in my own human hands. Wash away my secret failures. Wash away my painful memories. And as I breathe in your pure presence right now, I ask you to flood my entire being with your comforting grace. I confess that I have tried to fight these battles on my own. I have worked until my bones were aching with exhaustion. I was so afraid of being seen as weak, and I have spent too many nights crying on the cold floor while pretending to the world that everything was completely fine. Tonight, my pride is broken. I surrender my life to you. I realize that my weakness is the exact space where your glorious strength begins. Father, I hand you the broken pieces of my wounded heart. I give you the painful memory of the betrayals. These wounds made me build a cold wall of ice around my soul. I let go of the bitterness that has kept me in a cage, and I ask you to pour your warm oil of healing into every single crack of my spirit because I want to be whole. I forgive the people who threw my love in the dirt. I forgive them because you have forgiven my greatest debts. I release the heavy guilt of my past mistakes. The enemy told me that my blunder was unforgivable. I believed his lie. I ran away in absolute shame. But tonight, I stand on the legal truth of your holy word because your blood has washed me cleaner than the white snow. There is no charge left against my name in the courts of heaven. I am your clean child. I am your beloved Heir. I surrender all my worries about tomorrow. I stop looking at my empty hands and my unpaid bills with panic. I choose to rest under the shadow of your mighty wings. You know every need before I even open my mouth to speak. And I believe that your hand of favor is already routing the channels of abundance to my house because you are my sovereign provider. I will not beg for crumbs anymore. Lord, I yield my free will to your divine plan. I do not demand to see the whole map of my future. I trust your footsteps. I trust you even when the path is covered in a thick fog. Help me to remain still and know that you are God. Break my desperate need to control every single circumstance of my life because I want to rest in your peace. I let go of the steering wheel. I place my entire destiny into your gentle and safe hands. Cleanse my mind from the toxic noise of this world. Wash away the negative frequencies of doubt and fear. These dark thoughts have contaminated my spiritual temple. I close my ears to the accusations of the devil, and I open my spirit to hear only your soft whisper. While your peace washes over my mind like a cool stream of living water. I am safe. I am protected. I am deeply loved by the Creator of the universe. I declare that the power of every generational curse over my life is broken. The spirit of delay and lack has no legal hold on my future. I stand as the chain breaker of my family line, and I claim the royal blessings of your holy covenant for my children and their descendants because we belong to your light. We will live in your overflow. We will walk in your truth. We will be a monument to your mercy. Thank you for sitting with me on the edge of my bed. Thank you for holding me tight when I was trembling in the dark. I do not have to wear a fake smile in your presence anymore because you love my raw and messy self. I am no longer a prisoner of silent tears. I am an empowered warrior of your kingdom. My heart is calm, my soul is quiet, and my spirit is ready for the new dawn. Lord, I dedicate this night and my entire life to your glory. Let your holy fire consume every selfish ambition and every hidden vanity inside my heart. I want to be a clean vessel. I want to carry your raw power to a dying world. And I ask you to use my scars to heal others because my pain will become a beacon of hope for the hopeless. I am your servant. I am ready to move forward. Speak to me. I am listening with my whole heart. I lay down the heavy burden of my self-defense. For years, I have tried to protect my own reputation. I have fought back against those who spoke lies about my character. But tonight, I leave my defense in your hands. And I believe you will prepare a table for me in the plain sight of my enemies while I stand still in your absolute peace. I will let you fight for me. Father, let your living water flow through my physical frame. Heal the biological weariness that has settled deep inside my bones. Let every tense muscle in my shoulders relax under your gentle touch. I release the trauma that has been locked inside my body for so long. I breathe out the heavy sorrow. I breathe in your clean air of life. My temple is being restored to perfect order tonight because your love is making all things new in my life. I choose to believe your report over my physical reality. The world tells me that my situation is hopeless, but you tell me that my dry bones will live again. The enemy tells me that my door has been locked forever. But tonight, I believe that you have set before me an open gate that no man can shut because your power is greater than any obstacle. I anchor my hope in your eternal integrity. You cannot lie. Your word is my absolute anchor. The legal courtroom of heaven has finished its session tonight. Your slate is completely clean. The heavy chains of your past have been smashed into tiny pieces. And as you prepare to step into the quiet morning, you must understand that the enemy is waiting outside your door to steal this new peace. You must guard your borders. The atmosphere over your house has shifted. You feel a gentle warmth in your chest. The deep panic is gone. And this is not a temporary emotional high, because it is a permanent legal transaction that has been sealed in the courts of heaven today. You are a royal heir. You must act like one now. Do not throw away this precious gift. Many people listen to my voice. They walk away from my presence. They let the worries of tomorrow crowd out the seeds of my promise. And within a few hours their living temple is defiled again by the chaotic whispers of the devil because they did not guard their gates. You must protect your crown. I am giving you a spiritual weapon tonight. You must establish a secure boundary around your soul. Look at your screen. You see the subscription button. This is not just a digital button for an internet algorithm because in the spiritual realm, it is a physical sign of your permanent connection to this sacred sanctuary. Click that button right now. Turn on the notification bell. Do this with a solemn heart. The bell is your shield. When you hear the ring of my messages, you will know that the King is calling you back to the quiet chamber. This small habit keeps you safe. The arrows of the enemy will not reach your family lineage. Secure your borders tonight. You must seal this vow with a physical action. Do not let this moment fade away like a dream. Go to the comments section below. Type the numbers 777. When those digits leave your fingers, you are not just writing a comment because you are signing a legal contract that is recorded on heavenly scrolls. Write it with bold faith. Let the spiritual realm hear your answer. The numbers 777 are a sacred seal of your complete obedience. They declare that your lineage belongs to the light, and every demonic force that has been tracking your finances must back off because your house is marked with my seal. You are off limits. The devil has lost his legal right to accuse you. He can no longer drag you back into the dark corner of your mistakes. The blood of the Lamb has covered your past. You are clean. And you are walking into tomorrow with the full support of heaven behind every single step you take. Your season of lack is dead. I am preparing a beautiful path for your feet. The old struggle is finally over. The doors of your prison have been unlocked. And as you close your eyes to sleep tonight, you will feel the deep peace of my presence wrapping around your mind like a warm blanket. You do not have to worry about tomorrow. My angels are standing guard around your home. They are watching over your children. They are keeping the wolves away. They protect your borders while you rest in my arms. And when the sun rises on a new morning, you will see the first signs of my favor waiting for you. You are loved. You are chosen. You are forever secure. From this moment on, your identity is officially rewritten. You are no longer a victim of lack. You are not a prisoner of silent tears. You step out of this sanctuary as an empowered heir of my promise. And you must walk forward in the fierce awareness that the one who governs the universe is leading your steps. Let us make a covenant of daily alignment. Do not run back to your self-reliance. Come to this sanctuary every day. Wash your spirit in my living word. And as you keep your vessel clean before me, I will ensure that your oil never runs dry. Your storehouse will be filled with treasures. Your mistake has been swallowed up by my infinite love. The enemy wanted you to carry that heavy burden forever. He wanted you to think you had crossed the final boundary. But my mercy is a vast sky with no end. And tonight you have walked through the open portal of my forgiveness because my grace has declared your freedom. When you wake up tomorrow morning, you must make a conscious choice. Do not pick up the old coat of anxiety. Do not check your bills with fear. Instead, I want you to take a deep breath and declare aloud that your household belongs to the King of Kings. Speak my name. Stand in your true authority. I am breathing my life into your family lineage. The curses of poverty are shattered tonight. They bound your father and your grandfather. A new legacy of abundance is starting in your home, and your children will grow up under the shade of my protective covenant because you had the courage to obey my voice tonight. Go now in my power. Walk with your head held high. You are no longer the exhausted survivor who is crying in the bathroom. You are the sovereign steward of my promises. You are the armed warrior of my covenant. The morning has arrived in your spirit. The darkness has faded away. And as you step into the new dawn, you will see that my hand has already paved the way. Peace be with your household. Amen.